You know that smell. We've all been taught to love it. It's that mix of leather, plastic, and carpet. We call it new car smell. And for most of us, it feels like success, right? Like you finally made it. But what if I told you that smell is actually hiding a massive, devastating financial secret?
Yeah, that beloved scent? It's really just the smell of you making what might be the single most destructive financial decision of your entire life. It's kind of crazy. We'll obsess over a $10 subscription, but we'll sign up for a huge monthly car payment for years without even blinking.
We tell ourselves, look, everyone has a car payment. It's just a normal part of life. But that idea couldn't be more wrong. The reality is a car payment isn't just another bill. It's a trap. It is a system specifically designed to transfer wealth away from you and absolutely destroy your chance at a secure future.
So how exactly does this trap get set? Well, it all starts the second you fall for the lie of that new car smell, which is really just a cover for the brutal, instantaneous financial gut punch of depreciation.
Let's just imagine for a second. You're at the dealership. You see it, the truck you've been dreaming of, shiny and new. The sticker says $50,000. Seems pretty straightforward, right? You figure you can swing the monthly payments? But that number, that's just where the story begins.
The second you drive that new truck off the lot, the damage is immediate. It goes right off the depreciation cliff. In the first minute, literally the first minute of ownership, you lose 10 to 20% of its value. Your $50,000 asset is suddenly worth $40,000. You've lost 10 grand before you even hit the first red light.
You really have to wonder, how on earth do they convince us to just willingly take a massive, immediate loss like that? Well, it all comes down to a very specific psychological game that's designed to hide the true cost and lock you into a cycle of debt. Their main weapon is something called the Foursquare. See, when you sit down in that finance office, they don't want to talk about the total price of the car, they don't want to talk about the interest rate, they want to focus on just one thing, the monthly payment. So, what monthly payment are you comfortable with? That question right there, that's the whole trap.
And here's how it gets you. By getting you to fixate on that one little number, the monthly payment, they can mess with everything else. They'll stretch the loan out to 7 or even 8 years. This makes a ridiculously expensive vehicle seem affordable, but you just end up drowning in interest, paying for a car that'll be on its last legs before you even technically own it.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and do the math that they are desperately hoping you never, ever do. We're going to figure out the total cost of ownership and look at the numbers they work so hard to hide from you.
This is the key thing to understand. The sticker price is just the cover charge to get in the door. It is nowhere near the actual amount of money that will drain from your bank account over the life of that car.
All right, let's break it down. You start with that $40,000 price tag. Then you got to add sales tax, right? Let's call it 3 grand. Then comes the loan interest over, say, 6 years. That's almost $9,000 going straight to the bank. And finally, you have to factor in the higher insurance, the gas, the maintenance for a new car. That can easily be another $28,000 over just 5 years.
So when you add it all up, your $40,000 car is actually going to cost you closer to $80,000. You're spending 80 grand over 5 years to own an asset that, by the end of it, might be worth $15,000 if you're lucky. You've basically just set $65,000 on fire. But believe it or not, even that number isn't the real tragedy here. The number that should truly, truly shock you is the ghost wealth you vaporize the moment you sign those papers. This is where we talk about the devastating power of opportunity cost.
So what on earth is opportunity cost? Well, think of it as the potential growth you just give up when you choose to spend money on one thing instead of investing it in another. In this case, it's the absolute fortune you could have built if your car payment had been invested instead.
Let's just use a real-world number. The average new car payment, plus the higher insurance that goes with it, is right around $800 a month. That is a serious chunk of change that you are sending out the door every 30 days.
Now let's ask the million-dollar question, or in this case, the multi-million-dollar question. What if, instead of sending that $800 to some lender, you invested it in the stock market every single month for your entire working career?
$2.7 million. Just let that sink in for a second. That seemingly normal decision to always have a new car payment could literally cost you nearly $3 million in retirement wealth. You're not driving a Honda Pilot, you're driving your financial freedom right off a cliff.
Okay, that was the gut punch. I get it. But the good news is there is an escape plan. You do not have to be a victim of this trap. The solution is finding what we call the used car sweet spot.
You know, the biggest myth people use to justify buying new is reliability. But the data shows this is pretty much just marketing fluff. A 3 to 5-year-old car is statistically almost as reliable as a brand new one. You're paying a giant premium for a tiny, barely noticeable increase in reliability. It's wild.
And here's the magic trick. By buying a car that's just 3 years old, you save, on average, 32% right off the top. You let the first owner take that massive depreciation hit, and you get to swoop in and buy what is basically the same car for tens of thousands of dollars less.
Look, if you want a simple, actionable plan for buying any car, just follow the 23-8 rule. It's easy. Put at least 20% down, finance for no more than 3 years, that's 36 months, and make sure your total payment is no more than 8% of your gross monthly income. This simple math will keep you on a vehicle you can actually afford and protect your future.
When you really strip everything away, this isn't a decision about a car at all, is it? It's a much deeper decision about what you value more in your life. It all boils down to this powerful idea. It's about being willing to trade the short-term ego boost of a new car for the long-term incredible peace of mind that comes with financial freedom. It's about loving your future more than you love a depreciating hunk of metal.
So the next time you feel that itch to upgrade, the next time you're tempted by that new car smell, just stop for a second and ask yourself one simple question. Is this shiny metal box really worth nearly $3 million of my future?